Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to take a look in the Soulforge and tell you what I think is good and bad in there, what's worth crafting and what you should avoid. But before we start the Soulforge video, a very big welcome to NASA ISO CG, joined as a clan member a few days ago. And Imperial Topaz joined yesterday also as a clan member, so a massive welcome to the both of you. Thank you very much. Anyway, how does a rancher keep track of their cattle? With a calculator. Calculator. Yeah. Anyway, right, onwards and upwards. The glory troop this week is the Assessor of Market. Let's take a look at this. Really like the sound of this. This is going to be an absolute pain in Guild Wars and things like that. Maybe in some PvP defenses. Converts 2 purple gems to Death Mark gems. This is the new heroic gem we have coming out today. And convert all yellow gems to Doom Skulls. So good and bad in that convert 2 purple gems to Death Mark gems. Good, because if it works, obviously it means the enemy can just die just straight away. It can just happen and they're dead. Really good. Bad because there are an awful lot of troops now which are immune to Death Mark, or you can cleanse it off pretty quickly. And it can work for you or against you, but still pretty powerful, pretty good because of that random nature in Guild Wars. So the traits are pretty good as well. It's immune to poison, disease, lycanthropy and Death Mark itself, so it can't actually be affected by those Death Mark gems itself. Does have the necromancy trait, which is really good if you're a newer player, and reduce damage from scare spells by 25%. So all round, very good indeed. 7 out of 10 for you, me old matey boy, who looks a bit grumpy. Never mind. Right, anyway, as ever, take these to level 20 if you can. It gives you another troop on the highest level, which means that's going to affect your power level kingdoms in the long run, which is all good. So let's do that. Thank you. I'll upgrade that later. Right, now to the Soulforge itself, and let's take a look at the weapons first. Now, a lot of these weapons are here all the time. They are in my Soulforge extra video. I'll put a link to that in the description below, but let's take a look at these weapons. First up is Doomed Helm. Gives magic +1 life to all allies, then +2 per tempering level boost. Give 5 mana to all other allies, and if the enemy has a doom, give 4 more mana. Give 2 magic to all allies for each red enemy. So there's an awful lot going on with that weapon to get it to its full potential. Yeah, so the enemy has to have a doom, you have to have red enemies. It's not the greatest, but it's another doomed weapon. It's not one of the ones that get used very often at all, but hey, if you've got nothing else to do with your gems and you're collecting the weapons, you may as well pick it up. But otherwise, it's not that fantastic to me. Withering Touch. Steals magic-based life from the first enemy. Remember, steal is effectively true damage. You're taking it directly from the life, bypassing the armor, and drain all mana from them. So that's actually pretty decent. I quite like that kind of thing. But yeah, overall it's okay. Pretty decent weapon, that. The good thing about collecting some of these weapons like this is that are only like 300 diamonds to craft is the fact that it gives you another weapon in that kingdom, which is going to help your kingdoms again in the long run, because a lot of the upgrades are going to be locked by having to upgrade a certain weapon to a certain level from a certain kingdom, things like that. These ones are here all the time. Eye of Xanathos, as I said, that's in the Soulforge extra video in the link below. Bone Shield deals magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by Qatar allies. Then create a mix of 6 purple and brown gems for each Qatar ally. So this uses red and blue, but creates a purple and brown. So make sure that your other allies, at least a couple of them at least, use a purple and brown to benefit from that mana. And if they do, it can be a very good weapon indeed. All these in the Soulforge extra video. Doomed Tome. Deal magic-based scatter damage +4 per tempering level. Create a mix of 6 blue gems and skulls for every blue enemy. Give 3 magic to all allies, and if the enemy has a doom, give 5 more. So these weapons are really popular on Guild Wars defenses versus the whatever the colour team is that you're fighting. In this case, it would be against blue, because the enemy should have a whole team of blue teams, of blue allies. So really good on those. But they're good and bad, but they are quite often pretty easy to stop. All you got to do is make sure the top troop is entangled, and you're still going to get the scatter damage on your team, but if you entangle that top troop and keep them entangled, and maybe the one below them as well, then you're going to be safe from those skulls. But yeah, it's still a decent weapon, and worth picking up if you really like Guild Wars. Dead Gauntlet. Deals magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by undead allies, then creates a mix of 6 blue and purple gems for each undead ally. Uses red and brown, generates blue and purple, so make sure those undead allies use blue and purple. Otherwise, you're not going to be benefiting from that mana. Scythe of Kitar. This is kind of the anti-Kitar weapon, as I call them. Removes all purple gems with no effect. They just take it away from the board. You may wonder what's the point of that. Then it deals damage to an enemy boosted by the gems removed, and if the enemy is from Kitar or if the battle is in Kitar, deal a double damage. Purple is the colour that Kitar troops generally like the most, so removing them away, you should technically give yourself a higher chance of restricting what the enemy does. This uses blue itself. You obviously would prefer not to require purple in your team because you're actually taking all those purple away. But it can be good for restricting those troops that like purple a lot. Duskbringer is in the Soulforge extra video. Scarab Blade. Love these weapons. Explodes magic +1 purple gems. Grant a random status effect to all undead allies, then summon a undead troop. Love these things. Generate mana, give status effects, and have a summon at the same time. Really, really cool. Like them a lot. Often use them in the world event and things like that. And the rest of these are... oh, no, there's one more there. Tomb Lord's Crook. Another one of these explodey, generatey, status effecty weapons. Explode magic +1 purple gems again. Grant a random status effect to all Kitar allies, then summon a Kitar troop. So yeah, you can often take a look at these weapons that do a similar thing and take a look at the upgrades and see which upgrades you prefer, and then go with whichever weapon picks your fancy. So yeah, that's the weapons. Troops, let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Let's take a look at the first one. Kalika is the first mythic here. Deals magic-based damage to 4 random enemies boosted by elemental stars. Not ever so keen on this. Pretty good if you can boost up that damage, but it's a little bit low at first. And the fact it's boosted by elemental stars means you have to create elemental stars to boost the damage. But the enemy could use your elemental stars against you, so yeah, it's kind of hard to use and make it effective, really. The other traits are nothing fantastic either, so yeah. Kalika, she's looking a bit confused. Yeah, exactly. Suna, yes! I'm only missing a few mythics, but she's one of the ones I am missing. Steals magic-based life from the 2 weakest enemies, then steals 8 magic from the 2 strongest enemies. So again, steal is effectively true damage, bypassing armor. So it takes it away from them and gives it to yourself, which is pretty cool. The traits can help her out as well. Fairy Fire a random enemy when matching red gems, which you will do because she uses red. And if you do Fairy Fire an enemy, or you will Fairy Fire an enemy, sorry, because it's a guaranteed thing. It's not like a 50% chance to Fairy Fire. You will do that, and that's going to add 50% damage to that spell. So that is something to be considered. So it sounds low at first, but it's actually not too bad when you match a few red gems. I actually quite like that, and it gets boosted up on every cast because you're stealing magic from the 2 strongest enemies at the same time. So not bad at all. In fact, I'm going to do this right now. Thank you very much. Upgrade later. And oh, who's next? Oh, the mighty, the incredible, the amazingly rubbish Gargantor. Have a look at this. Deal, in this case, 55 damage to an enemy boosted by all allies and enemies killed. The boost is times 15. Even if you'd lost 2 troops from the other side and 2 troops from your side, so down to just 2 troops each, that boost is still only going to be 60. For me, that's going to be like 115 damage. It's so bad, it is shocking. Yeah, it has Impervious and Dark Fury, but I don't know. I think this needs adjusting. It really does. Like, if that first trait, wait, let's say, like Stonehammer here, I've just noticed, has got reduced damage from skulls by 80%, right? Let's just say that a Gargantor, that first trait, or the second one, swap them around, whatever, was something like that. That might make it vaguely usable, because 80% reduction from skulls means you can pop it in first place and gain 8 attack and magic when I take damage. Use it as a tank up top to absorb skull damage and boost up this absolutely rubbish level spell. It's just rubbish. I don't get it. Just yeah, if that was adjusted slightly, it could be decent. Just by that small trait change, just something like that unbreakable, 80% damage reduction from skulls would make this an absolute game changer, make it maybe usable, but as it is, he's one of the worst mythics out there. Stonehammer. Good this, stun and burn all enemies, create a mix of 22 red and brown gems and gain 42 life. Uses brown itself, so can actually self-charge if you get a lot of brown from that mix. Gains life, making it even more tanky, has fortitude and that awesome unbreakable. Reduced damage from skulls by 80% means this is really good in first place. Very good indeed. And that is it. Let's take a look at the legendaries quickly. Crystanax. Used to love using this as a newer player. Remove all gems of a chosen colour with no effect, but doesn't mean to say that that's useless. You can sometimes take away a certain gem and make a match from that, and sometimes even a 4 match and get an extra turn. Then deal magic-based damage to all enemies boosted by gems removed and summon a silver dragon. And gain enchant when matching purple gems is really good, as is stone skin and nimble. Both all really good traits on Crystanax. I like it a lot. Jarl Firemantle. Create 9 red and 9 yellow gems. Uses red so it can self-charge and repeat, then deal damage to an enemy based on your magic. So not bad at all. Keeper of Souls. Really, really good. Transform all gems of a chosen colour to skulls. So in a skull-based team where you've got someone up top that can do really good damage, or in archer class where you've got that 15% chance to just kill someone outright. Really, really cool. Keeper of Souls still completely viable to this day and has gained 50% souls from battle with necromancy, has undying, and Soul Legion, a 50% chance to summon a white when an enemy dies. Very, very good indeed. Where's the last one? I've all missed. Must be down here somewhere. Oh, Starflower. Mingling around with the Mythics, because she's better than most of those Mythics that are there, actually. She's really good. Deal damage to all enemies. That's already more damage than like a Gargantor will do, just on that amount alone. Oop, gone to the wrong one. And that's boosted by ally and enemy Fae. Has a summon as well, and there's a 20% chance to transform a random enemy to a pixie. As well as that, she gets 50% chance to verify a random enemy at the start of her turn, and gain magic when an ally casts a spell. I'm not even kidding. If it was like Gargantor, Starflower, Kalika here, and I could only pick one of them, I would have Starflower. I think that's better than that. It's much better than that. It's like, you know, she's got a summon, she can change someone to a pixie, damage to all. I don't know. But yeah, Starflower, really, really good. But anyway, that is the 4 legendaries. So who gets my super coveted, not mythic of the week out of this funny little lot? Well, it's certainly not going to be Gargantor, that's for sure. And it's not going to be Kalika. It's going to be either Suna or Stonehammer. Both really good. Quite tight, but overall for pure usability and that awesome reduced damage from skulls by 80%, I'm going to give my Mythic of the Week to Stonehammer. Doesn't mean to say it's essential. It's one of the okay Mythics, kind of very, very middling for me. But yeah, if you want someone up top that is really good at absorbing damage from skulls, then Stonehammer could be your dwarvy boy. Well, there it is. There's the Soulforge video for this week. I'll be back later on with my World event team, so be sure to check that out if you fancy it. But thanks for watching this one, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.